Alright, so welcome back to Driveway. Today we're going to throw on this nice little pulley here, get that attached back onto the crank where it belongs, and get moving to some more fun stuff. So once we get that on, we can hook up the rest of the bracketry here and put that alternator on, and the front of the engine will be done. So let's just get rolling on this. Alright, now to mount up this pulley, there's a couple different ways that people usually do it. You've got the fire way. That's where you heat up the little hub here and then attempt to slide it on over there and hope you don't melt anything. Downside is, this is like a two-piece pulley with a rubber insert in there, and then we also have this rubber seal here. I would usually guesstimate they're good to about 300-400 degrees just because of that, but I don't know, as far as I can figure out, it's probably not the best idea to heat it up. I did attempt it to see how much heat this thing needs to make it so it can slide over. And from what I can tell, it takes quite a bit of heat. So I went for the alternate method. Now the alternate method is to essentially have a pulley installer. What I did for that was found on Amazon a simple threaded rod. So that way you throw your threaded rod on here. Now that's bottomed out on there. Take your pulley, situate it on the crank, and throw your washers on. Then you'll put the bolt on. But before I put the bolt on, we'll pull that all off, and I'm going to lube up the bolt. That way everything slides a little bit easier. A little bit of lube on the bolt, and I'm going to lube up a little bit on this washer that goes in between the other washer. We'll get a little bit of lube on there, maybe just a little bit on the nut here just for good measure. And essentially all that this is going to do is make it so the, come on, because it's so cheap, these threads sometimes are a little bit difficult to get started. And we got that threaded on. Now we just need to grab the wrench and snug it up a little bit. There we go. Let's see what we get. Alright, well, we're pretty well there. See if we can give it a couple braps with the big boy here. Well, guess she's good. Alright, well, I guess that's how this guy lines up. Let's just throw some blue Loctite on there. And send her on home. And we just call her good enough. That should line up. We'll just call it that. All right. It's not like there should be much stress on this anyways. All that we're doing is spinning the water pump and the power steering pump. So we're not going to have air conditioner over there as well. So no real big thing to worry about. So now, guess let's just put the alternator on. And we should be pretty close to good here. Alright, so the alternator just hooks right up on here. Before we get that on there, let's just thread our, let's see, how do we do that? This, like that. I think it was like that. Thread our bracketry on. Then we can get this guy in there with a spacer. Alright, then we take this guy, run it through there, and through this other spacer. There we go. And into that hole. All right. Okay, All right. That's our accessory drive. But anyways, I guess that's pretty much all we really have to work on here. So we might just put her up for the day. Oh yeah, I almost forgot here. We did get a shipment in. So maybe we should just take a look at this thing before we leave for the day. Alright, so let's cut this thing open. All right. Well, here we go. This is always great. In an effort to reduce paper waste, we've moved all your installation tips to our website. Of course, on a piece of paper. Maybe they should have printed it on the back of the envelope. But we got a couple little monster stickers. Kind of cool little logos. But that's not what we're here for. Let's put these guys to the side. And boom. Well, let's just take a look here. So, got ourselves a new throwout bearing. I did opt for the remote speed bleeder setup. So, that shall be interesting. Alright. So there'll be a little bit of modification that I have to do to make it attach to our setup, but nothing super huge. Flywheel bolts. Alignment pin in the bearing. Guessing these are shims of some sort. And down to the meat of this bad boy here. There. He's pretty darn heavy, but made in Texas. That is a serious piece. Whew. Well, that's gonna be a fun one. So, I guess that's going to be for next time. Alright, so of course that's going to be it for today. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel to continue seeing this thing get put together. So you get reminders and that type of stuff. And yeah, our next big piece is in. So we can mount this thing up, and then we can mount the whole engine, put it back in the Crossfire. We can get to assembling everything back together, and then have to figure out how to save and all that type of stuff for the ECU. But that is for another episode. See you later.